How you doing? My name is Roger Grimes, and I'm glad you're here. Today what I'm going to do is Japanese sword set. What is Japanese sword set? It is a kata that we teach at Tracy's Karate. It is a form that I really didn't get that good at. I know the form, but I'm not that good with the sword. So what I'm going to do is break it down through a course of time. I'm going to show you the form, and then I'm going to actually show you where I'm breaking down just to get better. I'm going to work at this, and I'm going to compete at the one tournament that we're going to have in the fall, the Tracy's Karate Tournament. And I want to do is show this better than I ever have done before. So I see a lot of our students doing this. It doesn't really fare that well. I'm going to do it in the black belt division, see how it goes. But first off, I have to get better at the sword. And am I going to go outside the training of the sword? Maybe a little bit, but I'm going to use what is in this form, in this kata. And stick around to after the video. I am going to share a taste of my book, Lessons from the Cage. I'm going to give you a taste of that on audiobook. It's not the actual audible recording of it. It's one I did on my own. But if you go on Audible, you can find that book there. So let's get into this. Before I show you, or get into it though, let me show you my swords. I'm going to do drills with both swords because they are different and I don't know which one I'm going to use. But I got this guy here. A lot of you guys have seen this before. I've seen it around and I'm dropping things. Yeah, that's the way I want to start off, right? Drop things. Alright, so this is my sword that I bought on my own. This is actually my second sword. My first sword is a aluminum alloy sword, which is junk. This one's not too bad. And then this one I got given to me, and this one here is actually cheap, but it actually feels decent. You know, it's not a bad sword per se. Of course, none of these are battle ready, but that's okay. You know why? How many sword fights do you see to this day? Do you see sword fights out there? If you do, you definitely don't see it in America. If you do see it in America, you might think you're in a Highlander movie. So now, let's truly get into this. Well, now I'm going to show you the form, or kata, with this sword. Then I'm going to do my drills with this sword. I'm going to do the drills with the other sword. And then I'm going to do the kata again with the other sword. This way you can see the difference on the sword. Let me know in the comments below which sword do you think I seem smoother with and do a little bit better. Alright, here we go. I'm going to just give you the form. I'm going to go this way. A little bit choppy. That's alright though. Like I said, I'm not that good at it. I'm getting back into this. I haven't competed with this in a very long time. Well, let's go to the drills. Now what I'm going to do is the first part of the kata where I stand up and draw the sword. That's it. I'm not coming for the cut right now. I'm going to do 5 count with this sword, 5 count with the other sword. Let's do this. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, now I'm at the other sword. I'm going to do 5 count on this. Let me know what you think after this. Which one do I do better? The first sword, second sword, or does it look the same? If you see something, maybe you know a little more about this than I do. Leave a bleep bloop in the comments. Let me know, tell me. Alright, here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, so let me know which one do you think I drew out smoother. I'm going to have to work on that, putting it away better too, I think. But I'm going to do now, we're going to go to the next part where we're drawing it and doing the cut. That's where I'm leaving this video. I'm not going any farther for a while, so you might not see another video on this until later, because I got months to do this. I want to get good at each aspect of this kata. I want to be able to draw it out better, put it away better. So by doing these drills, drawing it, putting it away, I'm going to get better at that, and it'll be smoother from the beginning to the end. And we work it all the way through. So let's go to the next part. I'm going to start 5 from the ground, draw, cut. We're going to go back to that first sword. So this is the hardest part for us guys that are over 45. I'm going to be 49 really soon. And coming up from the ground to there, doing it over and over. Yeah, it's harder. I notice a lot of guys can't do that. I don't want to be one of them guys. Keep up on yourself too, and that's what I want to do. I'm actually training harder now than I did 10 years ago. All right, let's do this. You ready? 1. See, I don't know. I might be using the other sword. This one feels like when I go from the 1 to the 2, I feel it off balance. Let me know if you saw that. 2. 3. 4. 5. 'Now we're going to go to the other one. Don't mind me if, no disrespect if I'm not treating the sword properly. I know some people, they train so serious about it that they go to strict rules that the samurai would have. Guess what? I don't know that. It's not out of disrespect. It's out of ignorance of me not knowing it fully. So please enlighten me if you see that. Just because they call me a master at Kempo doesn't mean I'm a master at everything. And I still don't always feel like a master at Kempo. So think on that. 30-something years in, I still feel like I'm a beginner at times. Alright, we're going to do 10, or 5, I mean, not 10, 5. 1. 2. 3. 4. That one didn't feel good. 5. That didn't feel good either. That was slow. Okay, so Now what we have left is I'm going to do the form with this. I'm going to change the camera angle. And then after that, stick around and listen to a sample of my book, Lessons from the Cage. But you can find Lessons from the Cage anywhere. But you can really go to Amazon. You can find that in Kindle there. You can find it on paperback. You can also find it on ebook. Check it out. It's not that expensive on ebook either. It's under $7. If it's going to speak in your life with some good knowledge and give you some entertainment from the stories, it's worth it. Check it out. Let's go to the next angle. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to leave in the comments which one you think I did better with. Was I smoother with the white handled or the black handled sword? But keep in mind, this is just the beginning. It's where I am right now. It's not where I'm going to be later on. I'm going to get better. Trust me. You put the work in, you will get better. Now, my church has a saying, come as you are, but you won't stay as you are. We have that on the walls inside. It's written outside. But think on that. Come as you are, but you won't stay as you are. If you're working on something, you come as you are. But you're not going to stay there. You're going to get better. You're going to be different. You're going to be a better version of you. Now, when it comes to the church, we're not talking about just you doing the work, putting in the work, and you're getting better. Cool, that's a great principle while we're on this earth. But this is kingdom. You come as you are. You will not stay as you are because of what? Because you let Jesus Christ work on you. You could do your part. Absolutely. Don't just sit by and go, all right, Jesus, work on me. No. You still got to keep in communication with God. You got to read His Word and find out, make sure you're abiding in Him. He'll abide in you. What does that mean? Be in Him. Be with Him. Work what He tells you. See, God tells you stuff in the Bible. Do that, man. Check out the Bible. Walk that walk. If you're not a Christian, that's fine. I just want to leave that message out there. Something positive. Too much negative out there. And I think Jesus Christ is the most positive thing you could ever find. And He's not a thing, but He's the most positive influence you could ever have. Now, with that said, stick around and listen to the audio sample of my book, Lessons from the Cage. God bless. Lesson 10. Listen to your corner. Quote, so don't go to war without wise guidance. Victory depends on having many advisors. End quote. That's Proverbs 24:6, New Living Translation. In MMA cage fighting, I realized how important it is to listen to your corner. It can be difficult to listen to your corner and even nearly impossible to hear what they are saying, especially for your first fight or so. MMA events are very loud. From the crowd screaming to your opponent's corner, yelling instructions to help him beat you. In my first fight, I was trying to adjust to the new level of fighting I have signed up for. Just entering the cage and being distracted by the adrenaline dump, I had paired up with all of the noise I could not hear my corner, let alone listen to them. The only cornerman I heard in my first fight were my opponent's corner, because we were over by them. They yelled, "He's tired!" At the time, I thought to myself, I'm not tired. But reviewing the video later, I saw I was clearly tired. This taught me not to be so far away from my corner that I don't stand a chance to hear them. And it taught me it can be beneficial to hear your opponent's corner also, since they are speaking on how to beat you. This is why the USA used Native Americans to speak the Navajo language to radio in messages to the US soldiers in World War II. They called them code talkers or wind talkers. These Native Americans were used to send important messages to the soldiers in the battlefield. Messages that only a Navajo speaker could understand. This kept the enemy from understanding what the message was if they overheard the radio waves. I had to learn to hear out the voices from my corner no matter where I was and what was going on. It is important that you have a good cornerman, for a good cornerman can see what you can't and will keep trying to communicate with you until you listen. A good cornerman will keep trying to navigate you through the whole fight, even during the break in between rounds. In between the rounds, your corner will try to stop any bleeding and swelling, if needed, as well as give you advice on how to not just carry on in the next round, but how to win. Quote, "And there are people that will stand in your corner and convince you to stand up for another round no matter what." End quote. That's Pete Wentz. Only arrogance or emotional disconnect due to hurt from someone else will have you saying, "I don't need anyone." The truth is, we all need someone to be there for us, to be in our corner. In MMA, you can have an entourage of people with you going up to the cage, but you can only have 2 people go to your corner, and only one of them can go in the cage in between the rounds, well, at least in amateur MMA in Ohio. This is good because it can get crowded and confusing with too many voices speaking to you. The same should go for your personal life. Have as many people on your side to cheer you on, but only a few in your corner, speaking wisdom and life to you. Now, some people are truly almost completely alone on earth most of the time because of a bad attitude, or maybe they have lost loved ones due to a tragic event. The best way to have people be on your side, wanting to help guide you, is be honest, friendly, open to advice, and be willing to share the good you learn. Any mentor is willing to pour out their wisdom to someone who is ready to receive and pay it forward. Now, don't choose just anyone to be in your corner just because you like them. Choose wisely. Quote, "Everyone needs that support, even if at first you don't think you do. Look around. See who's on your side and in your corner. You don't have to go it alone." That's Louis Zamperini. Quote, "To succeed in business, you need somebody in your corner who cares enough to challenge you and is courageous enough to tell you the truth, especially when the pressure is on." End quote. That's George Foreman. In life, we need some good people in our corner. But get a cornerman for every aspect of your life. Make sure they know what they are doing in that area and are willing to mentor or corner you.